Hi there YouTube, this is Melissa and I am coming here today with a video so that I can share what I hope to be using on my next layout. This is going to be at 8.5 by 11. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using navy as my background. The photo I am going to scrapbook is this from Mother's Day. It's 4 by 4 and I pulled some papers from my stash. I've got some scraps, and then I know these two is a piece of vellum. These two are from the Maggie Holmes crate paper, the flea market 6 by 6 pad. The great thing about 8.5 by 11 is that it's a great way to use your 6 by 6 because it's like perfect. So, and then there's some scraps. These overlays are super old Heidi Swapp overlays. I'm gonna maybe try to use, there's some butterflies and stuff in here. And then I'm hoping to use this sheet of rub-ons. This has been in my stash. I'm gonna try to do like a Wilna Furstenberg and just use this whole sheet up. So, and then possibly this because these colors I'm gonna use from the plates. It's kind of the same thing. Just do some layering. And yeah, see where I go. I'll probably do some splatters because I love those. And yeah, so I'll be back soon with the share, guys. Thanks. Bye. Hey there, YouTube. This is Melissa, and I've already filmed the first part of what I'll be using for this layout. Sorry, I just turned the light on. So I'm going to go ahead and share the layout and then kind of, as always, explain what I've done. So you saw the first part of this video about kind of what my plans were, the photograph from Mother's Day. So here's how it turned out. Actually came together relatively quickly. There was a small hiccup though. As I explained, kind of been mentioning for a couple months now, I'm wanting to use up a handful of things in my stash. One of them happened to be a package of rub-ons. And I thought, I was going to go for like the scattered rub-on look and use the whole package. This package was from Basic Gray from a long time ago, and it happened to be a bad package. Rub-ons don't last forever, so it's touch and go. So as I was going through it, I was actually, contemplating whether or not to throw this out. So I ended up keeping it. After I got them all on here, I added this Heidi Swapp, this Color Shine Gold. And then I took a white gelato and the packaging effect and got it on here and just kind of smooshed it on there just to make it, I don't know. I'm calling this mixed media. I don't know. Anyway, it's messy and that's, exactly not usually what I do, so I'm going with it. So anyway, so that started the base of this project. I had, this that had gone south and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I just kept going with it and I'm happy with the results. So I'll start at the top. So here's just a piece of washi. I believe it's from Stampin' Up. It's just a gray striped diagonal stripe. This is a piece, like I mentioned before, I was using scraps and things from this crate paper. What is this? The Maggie Holmes, the flea market 6 by 6. So this just happens to be a scrap. It's a pink polka dot. This here is actually from the Studio L2E. They're labels and tags stamp. I used this one. I stamped it and embossed it with gold embossing powder. And then the sentiment, wonderful today, I stamped with Stampin' Up! Ink. That's all the ink I ever use. And it's from this Technique Tuesday. It's called Beautiful. It's a little teeny tiny stamp. With just these two stamps there. So, stamped them in two different blues right at the top. Starting on my diagonal here, I added one of those Heidi Swapp. These have been in my stash for a really long time. They're like ghost overlays. Acetate. I don't know. I kind of just plugging away at them here and there. And I had 2 butterflies left. The rest are just stems and leaves that could go on a project where I'm making a card for anybody. So that'll be easy to use. But so I added a button from my stash, threaded it with some hemp twine, and then for a little added dimension and to help it stand out a little against the busy background of the rub-ons, I traced on a piece of vellum the butterfly, and then I hand cut it out. And I just cut a little inside the line so it wasn't really peeking out of the overlay. You can see it's right here. I just crumpled it up for some dimension, and then, yeah, put it on there. So I really like that. I did it actually for both of these. Did the same vellum under each. So then this is just a torn, like the little 6x6 piece of paper, the little manufacturers with the hole. Just tore it out. These are scraps. This happens to be a frame. It's a wood veneer. It was like a Polaroid frame type thing with a tab on the edge, and it's over a year old. It's from a Scraptastic. When they did like wood veneer add-ons, I picked it up and finally using it. I'm going to turn this, sorry guys. I actually colored it with like a teal gelato. So I just smeared it on there, you know, it's like a lipstick, and then just smoothed it out with the baby wipe. So I like that. And then I just, you know, gave this some dimension and just left it intact back there and just added some foam sticky, you know, dots. I added my layers of like paper for layers, and this happens to be one of those crepe paper. It's from this Maggie Holmes. I like to use those when I'm doing like a layering layout, which, you know, happens more often than I'd like to admit, but I like the idea of just being free and using whatever you want. So I added more washi here, and I don't think I mentioned before, but I did add with gold stitching in my sewing machine. I added stitching, zigzag stitching in 3 spots here, right here as well. I added some gold sequins from Pretty Pink Posh, and then this title was actually cut. So Grateful for You, I believe, is a Carrie Bradford cut, and it was one of her freebies, and I cut it 3 times. In the top layer, I embossed with gold embossing powder. That's 2 coats. So the first coat is kind of a little bubbly for me, and so I always try to do 2 coats, and the second coat always usually goes on very smooth. Looks just like, you know, guys, I don't buy thickers, but it looks just like one of those packages of, you know, gold word thickers. So yeah, I just layered them together and called it good. This butterfly here, I did the same thing with the button and the hemp twine. So I added Mother's Day there, and that was it. So here's another overview. I didn't use many supplies, but I did want to share in this video that for the month of May, technically, because I finished this layout yesterday, I guess, but those rub-ons, I'm considering those this month because it was on this layout. So that package is done. The package of tags, the canvas tags I used up, and then I used up some Studio Calico stickers at some point during using them with Project Life in the month of May. So these can go in the trash, guys. I love, love, love getting rid of stuff and not bringing anything else in. I'm feeling very rejuvenated challenging myself to go to my supplies and make it work. Gosh, there's all kinds of forms of mixed media out there where anything can really be altered. Anything. So, I mean, even if it's not working for you the way it was meant, or not even meant, the way it was sold, change it up. Make it work for you. Get it used up. Get it out of your stash and get it in the trash. Yeah, I love that I'm not bringing anything in. So yeah, so that's that. Stay tuned. I hope to get jumping here on my May Project Life. Last month I waited a little long to get started on May, so I want to get it done and out of the way because I do have some more layouts that I want to do. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this layout and this video, please give it a thumbs up, and you can also visit my Facebook page at Cut It Up Creations, and I have a blog at Cut It Up Creations. All right, thanks. Bye.